Okay, it's like the 5th time I've tried to do this. So, again, continuing my make up the budget whistle selling extravaganza. I found this this Jerry Freeman Tweaked Generation D whistle, and I realized, he's not making these anymore. He said he had trouble finding heads that were, I guess he said it was getting harder and harder to make them sound the way that they should. So he just quit making them. So I know they're still in demand. So I thought, hey, maybe this is kind of a collector's item or a highly sought after item, and maybe this would help. But I don't like selling. The high whistles are kind of a pain to sell just one at a time. So I thought it might be more fun or useful or beneficial to create kind of a Whistle Obsessive Acquisition Disorder, or WOAD, starter pack or continuance pack for somebody. So what I tried to do is put together kind of a package of whistles that each one plays differently. They're all highly regarded, but might help you, dial in on what you like. So this is the Freeman generation. It's supposed to play like the old generations, the pre-1980 generations that are highly sought after. Nice whistle. It's basically just sat in my drawer since 2013 or so. The only issue with it is, and it's not an issue, but there's a lot of the whistles that he sent me, the plastic topped whistles, and it happened in my B flat, tweaked. But they developed these little cracks, these hairline cracks in them. And the B flat, I thought my kids had hit it against something, and it actually did eventually break off, and I was like, man, kids, right? And I threw it away, and then all the rest of them developed these cracks. And so the other ones that I realized, it's just the plastic shrinking or something. So what I did with my other ones is I wrapped them with thread, and I used epoxy on the other two. So my very most favoritist Sweetone whistle, I did that because I actually dropped it and cracked it on the bottom. But this one I did the same thing with. I took some red thread and I wrapped it, and I used super glue. So the only issue is that the super glue, how it gets kind of cloudy sometimes. So there's a little bit of white super gluiness to it. But aside from that, it's in pristine condition, plays just fine. So acquire for yourself a rare whistle. So then I've got the Clarke Sweetone. I got a red one. It's got some dents in it, but it's it's long been my favorite stock whistle, and it's a conical bore. So the conical bore plays very differently from the cylindrical bore whistles. So I always recommend to people, try the cylindrical bore, but also make sure to try the conical bore whistles, because they're different. So I also have a Dixon Trad D. This is a slightly wider bore than the generation. Again, another nice whistle. These normally run for $30, $35. And a lot of people highly recommend them. And it's like, if I only had found this one first, I wouldn't need any more whistles. Again, not my favorite. It's been sitting in my drawer. I don't like high whistles very much, so finding good ones is difficult for me, or ones that I like. And then this one is a Walton's Mellow D, which is a penny whistle resource favorite. A lot of people really like this one, so I had several of them. I thought I'd throw that in. And then, for those interested in low whistles, trying out a low whistle, here's a Becker low G. So nice sound, easier stretch than a low D. Good way to see if you're interested in low whistles, and it's just a nice mellow instrument to play. I've got a couple of low G whistles, and might have less in a little bit, but anyway, I just thought this would be a nice testing package or something. So I'm gonna run through them real quick. And I'm not a very good high whistle player, especially right now. I've been out of practice because I've been doing other stuff, so it's been a busy time with my family. So the generation. is the Tony Dixon. So, that one. Then the Mellow D. And then the Clarke Sweetone. So, that one. And then the Becker. So, there you go. Good little starter pack for you.